Good morning. I just want to take a few minutes for you guys that are just starting out your junk hauling business, or you started out and you're wondering what to do next. There's a lot of videos out there where people like to talk about how they scale their junk hauling business. And some of them just aren't realistic. It might be realistic for them, might not be realistic for you. Now, let me just say this. Not everybody scales their business the same way. And this is super important to take in mind when you're watching YouTube videos like mine or anybody else's that likes to that want to talk about how to scale your business, because a lot of these guys talk like matter-of-factly, like if you're not doing it this way, you're doing it all wrong. Hey, look, it depends on where you're at. It depends on the environment that you're in. It depends on the demographics of the community or communities that you serve. Take us, for example. I have to drive 55 miles just to enter into the city that we get 90% of our jobs. So the way that I scale looks totally different. And by the way, that's a city of about 65,000 people in a county with about 68,000 people. Right, so every business is going to operate differently. They're not all going to be the same. Just want to show you. This is an example of your first junk hauler. A lot of guys out there like to get something big and fancy and expensive and dump trailers and so on and so forth. This here is a 1999 GMC 1-ton pickup truck with a flatbed and some homemade racks. This truck will get us $400 every time we fill those racks up in one load, and sometimes $500 to $700 if we're picking up individual items and fill it that way. That is Crackhead Carl. What's up, Carl? What's up, buddy? He winked at us. So, I mean, again, if you're just starting out, this is what you want to look for. Mechanically sound. It's a 6.5 turbo diesel. Super easy to maintain, not expensive. If I have to do injectors, I can do them myself. They're right on the exterior of the engine. I think it takes a 23 or 25 millimeter socket. Easy to do, can do it on a Sunday afternoon. Homemade racks. This one's starting to come up a little bit. Put this on. They're a little bit short. That way we can stand up there and pull the back off and fiddle with our stuff. What do we got in there? We got a couple of things we picked up yesterday, a little mini fridge and whatever. And right now I use this just for local runs up here in the community that I live in. Small town USA, 2,500 people. We hit all the northern communities up in northern Montana. We typically use this truck. I've got a 10-foot utility trailer that pulls behind this right now. I can't show you that because I sent it down to Billings with the crew. They've been working that little trailer all summer, making money for college. So this is an example of your first junk hauling truck. This is a great start to the junk removal business. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care where you live. You don't have to go out and get in debt to get in this business to find out if you can make it or not, and have to wonder if you're going to get repoed and so on and so forth, or you got to get a 9 to 5 before the repo man comes. Old Eben one, if you're watching, he knows what I'm talking about. But at any rate, it's as simple as that. I paid $3,500 for that truck. $3,500 doesn't have a problem. Gets me where I can fill it up with whatever I want. Can pull a little trailer. It's not going to go 80 miles an hour down the freeway, but it'll go through these hay fields if I need to, and every once in a while I need to get to the junk pile. Basic setup. This is what you start with. You get some junk hauling jobs. Oh, by the way, had to add those myself. They're not an exact fit, but they fit. 4-wheel drive. It's basic, it's necessities. Oh yeah, they picked up some chemicals. Those are fun to dispose of. I should make a video on how to do that properly. It's not an expensive setup, and that was bought and paid for. I didn't have to make payments on it. Good place to start. Scaling up, we went to By the way, that truck I just showed you, his name's Frank the Tank. We name all of our trucks. Up, we went into this 2013 Ford F-250, bought it used from a friend who owns a dealership. Got it super cheap. Had some problems when we first got it. Had a death wobble, redid the front end, hubs, all of that stuff, put some new tires on it. The transfer case exploded on it. That's another reason why you don't want to have to be $80,000 deep into a truck and a dump trailer. You're gonna have expenses. These trucks work. If you've ever been to a landfill, you know what I'm talking about. Landfill, not a roll-off site or a transfer station. But this is the next guy that we added to our arsenal. There's actually a truck in between. We don't talk about Cupcake. But flatbed, I insist on flatbeds. Refrigerators, you tip them up here, lift them up, slide them on, strap them down, and you're gone. It says XLT, it's an XL. Like I say, you don't need anything fancy, guys. Simple. And this truck, you're gonna beat the crap out of whatever truck that you're gonna beat the crap out of it. Maybe even in the cities, you're going through alleys, you're fighting with dumpsters that people or that the trash collectors have left out in the middle of the alley, tree limbs and tree branches and stuff like that. I see a lot of guys get in this business because they bought a $100,000 truck and they think they can be a weekend warrior, use their truck for junk hauling, and take the income from that and make their truck payment. After about a month, when their bed's beat to crap, cabs all scratched up from tree limbs and stuff like that, they rethink that whole process, because that's what these trucks are going to go through if you're actually active in junk hauling. So again, see, same thing with our trailer. We didn't do a dump trailer. We got a skinny 12-foot fully enclosed single axle trailer. Very rarely are we doing construction jobs and concrete and stuff like that. When we do, we're renting equipment anyway. We get a dump trailer. But most of the time we're hauling stuff like this. Old recliners, couches, refrigerators, appliances, things of that nature. It's a simple setup. It's enclosed. We can deliver things and not worry about the weather and the elements. And here in Montana, we have plenty of weather and elements. It's going to be 105 degrees here today. Here in about 4 months, it'll be 20 below. Simple stuff. Let's see what the boys brought home for me last night. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good little load. Good little load. But at any rate, just showing this is how we scale. Does not have to be how you scale. All right, so now we got 2 trucks on the road. We got a trailer. We're able to do anything, any kind of job with these trucks. Like I said, if it's going to be really heavy stuff, we'll get something, a dump trailer, we'll rent it for the day or something like that. Instead of scaling and trying to go into different communities and so, and we did, we had a couple of my guys got football scholarships to play football down in Billings. And we sent a trailer down there with them for the summer as a summer job so that they could make some money for food and rent and all that fun stuff over the summer before the scholarships kick in. But ultimately, we're not trying to move into new territories and take over new territories. That stuff, it all gets complicated. We might do something as far as franchising to another business and let them use our name for a percentage or something like that. We're playing around with that. But for the most part, we keep it real simple. Instead of trying to move into a new territory, buying new trucks and so on and so forth, we lease a space here in town. It's about 8,000 square feet. And we filled it up with all the good junk. We started a thrift store, thrift, antique, collectible, and other junk store. Right? And so our next investment was this Ford Excursion. And this guy is perfect for picking up donations. It can pull our trailer if the F-250 goes down and needs to go in the shop. And again, if you got a truck and you're really going after it, you're going to have your truck in the shop from time to time. Put some money aside for that. And it's always good to have a backup plan if that happens. And that's why we got this. It can pull that trailer. And it's great for picking up donations around town. If we have to make a run up north to pick up a desk or something like that, we can throw it in here. We can put our utility trailer on it. We can do deliveries in it for things that people have purchased. We can transport things from our home to our store. It's a great backup vehicle for our F-250. It's a great run around town picking up stuff for the store vehicle. And again, it's simple. It's not a Lariat, King Ranch, or anything like that. It's your basic truck. That's it. And so I bring this video to you today just to let you know, give you some tips or whatever, that what I do works for me. It's up to you to figure out what works for you. The way that I scale is the way that I scale, and the community and the demographics that I serve might not work good for you, might not work as well as something else could work for you. One of the things that I realized when we got into this business is that the business can take us in several different directions. Business could take us into junk hauling. It could take us into hot shotting. It could take us into moving. It could take us into a delivery service. There's a whole bunch of different directions that this business could take us in. But according to our community's needs and the things that were going to work for us, we allowed the business to take us in the direction that the business and the communities that we serve took us into. We didn't predefine anything as far as we're going to do this, then we're going to do this, and this is how we're going to scale. I hate that word, by the way. It's too professional. We're junk haulers. But what we decided to do was, hey, let's just see where this business takes us and what the next logical step is. And we've just been taking those logical steps, one step at a time. So look at your business. Look at your business model. Don't try to forecast the future. See where the business takes you. And if I can be helpful in your process or whatever, reach out to me, man. I'm not one of those guys that charges you $100 an hour to give you ideas and advice and things like that. All I'm good for is some ideas and some suggestions. And I love being on the phone. I can be on the phone all day long talking to you about how your business model looks now and what it could look like in the next 5 years, depending on where that business model takes you. All right, Clint Stone, my husband and his stupid truck, my wife and her crazy ideas, antique, thrift, collectibles, vintage, and other junk, Stone & Son Dryer Vent Cleaning Solutions, and your friendly neighborhood entrepreneur. These are all my businesses. Love you guys. Have a great day. Get out there. Get on the road. Let's get something done today.